All right, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Welcome, welcome. All right, let's have a little fun here. We got our thing rolling. I believe in some good energy. How you participate here is how you participate everywhere. That is a bold law, but I believe in it. So how you show up, if you're half asleep, probably what your business looks like too. So who's got something exciting to share to get us rolling? Could be business, personal, anything to get some good energy rolling. Yes, sir.
My offer got accepted.
All right, there you go. Where did the piece of business come from?
A friend of a friend from a Facebook post.
Okay, awesome. There you go. Little social media, little sphere. Okay, awesome. Okay.
TBC 1, chat 0.
Okay. All right. What else got something great to share? Anybody? Yes, sir. Oh, you got 4 offers over the weekend. Maybe you need some advice how to get it accepted. I'm just kidding. All right. Good luck. The weight game. Okay. Anybody else got something exciting to share?
New grandpa live.
Yeah.
New grandpa.
New grandpa. This is number 4th grandchild. All right. They say life begins when you have a grandchild. Is that true? Well, you think so? All right. Awesome. Congratulations. Who else? I see a hand in the back. Anywhere? Anything?
I got a personal one if no one else.
That's it? You got anybody online? We can hear you if you join in. Don't be shy.
Derek.
You want what?
3-0 in my fantasy.
See, in your fantasy playing? Okay, great. That's good.
Chad's gonna say it's because you don't play me.
We played it here once, but it was too easy.
Sure.
So I put mine.
You want to talk about it, Justin? You want to talk about it?
No.
He said he's doing one in fantasy league.
Yes, sir.
Got a lease working that got accepted and hope to hear back on an offer today.
Okay, cool. There you go.
I
Just do it. A lease and an offer a day and you'll be all right.
I would love for Derek to tell a little bit about the lease that he got and how he got the parents as clients.
You did not answer that sufficiently, so you need to meet Nikki's standards.
Basically the lease was for the, they just moved here from Midland and then they had talked to their mom and dad. And basically they were like, hey, our mom and dad are moving from Midland to take care of the grandkids. So can you help them find a place?
Okay, great.
Because
All
his
right.
job was so great.
Okay, awesome. Good work. That's awesome. Anybody else?
I got a personal one if everybody's done.
I guess. And you guys want to hear the matches?
Because he keeps
All
ignoring them,
right.
right?
Let the match
He was
go.
like, anybody else? I got one. No,
Everybody else. All right, let's move on. All right, it's in jest actually. For those of you that may have not noticed, there was a class yesterday, Dress for Success.
Yes.
Right. It was geared towards females, I think mostly, which is unfair. I totally believe. But
Who run the world? No, I'm just.
okay. And all of a sudden, Akil shows up today dressed like me. So I'm really proud of that. So that's awesome, man. I appreciate it.
So
That
you
was
didn't
it?
attend the
That was
class.
it.
Oh, geez.
Absolutely.
Next
passed you
time.
up.
All right. Anybody else?
You didn't attend the class.
Anybody online got
Clearly
something
did.
exciting to share? Nothing? I know it's a little awkward going back and forth. No, nobody's on there. All right, great. Let's jump into it. Today we got packed full. We're gonna do some interviews, and here's what I believe in. Success leaves clues. Do you study successful people? Do you listen to their story? Right? Do you see how they work through challenges, and then what they embrace is probably something you should embrace, right? You are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around. That's a little scary if you think about it, isn't it? So we're going to walk through that a little bit. We got some exciting things that are offered, but here's what I like to lead with: a little bit of numbers. So in Fort Bend, active listings as of about 30 minutes ago, how many active listings were in Fort Bend County? What'd you say? 345? 700? Akil? 850? Active listings in Fort Bend County, right? This is active listings was 1,608. Okay, so 1,600 listings. Still a what? Seller's market, right? I want you to hear that, but what I want you to also hear was there was 1,608 opportunities that were out there for you to grab. So if you say there's no listings, I'll go, they look like they're listings. Okay, that was just active. How many listings do you believe is pending in Fort Bend County? Let me throw out a number. He said 3,000, you say half of that. 2,200, 2,223 were pending, meaning more listings are pending than are active. You getting a feel for this? Now here's a really easy ones. Of the 1,600 listings, how many of them had a price decrease?
25%.
25%. Anybody else? 10%? It's 623, which is almost 39%. Listen to that. Of the active listings, just as called, we're in real estate, let's just round up. Almost 40% of them has had a price decrease. What does that tell you? Yeah, we're not hitting the market right? In the market, we have some unrealistic sellers. We have some real estate agents who are taking listings overpriced and not having real conversations with them. And the market is not as hot as they think it is. Okay, so we're seeing a slight little shift. So what I tell you that is when you show up, right, I do not want you to be of the 40% when we price your home and then we have to go on a price decrease because it'll end up costing you more money, right? If we have to drop the price, what are you telling everyone?
Price, market's still there. I listed one Friday, contract last night.
Yeah.
The argument is because our clients and sellers, they know what the market is as well as we are because of the news and stuff. They want to go way high, like way high.
Yeah.
And you have to be the guide or the resource or the professional to tell them logically why this is the best price here. Well, actually, Dan, that's below by a little bit. I said, actually, it is. Here's the game plan. We get a more attraction of folks here, which we did over the weekend, and we get a bidding war.
And you'll get it to it. So in the shift book, if you haven't read it, great book, no matter what market we're in, it's always shifting a little bit. It's called the Tale of Two Markets, meaning a listing can neither in the market or out of the market, no matter what, right? We're in a larger spot with our seller spot, but you can still, what this tells me is 40% of homes are priced out of the market, even in a seller's market. And yet, if we think we're afraid is what happens if I price it too low, typically the buyer, the price will always come up.
The agents that are familiar with the area see the price, see the area. Wow, we've got to go see this one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that y'all can do, is have that conversation and bring in those stats when you're having your presentation and say, why do you think, and what story does this tell? Is 40% of the listings that were out there had to reduce their price, right? And let them tell you, and you'll lead them down the path of success of understanding the number you're presenting.
So if you go to kellerinc.com, Keller is a great resource, right? I've been in the profession for a couple of days. Kellerinc.com has the resources from the MREA. In the shift resources, there are figures and diagrams, and it talks about the tale of the two markets and timing it, right? Because people think they need to time it right. We want to hit the market with the right price right away. And that's where education comes in, because national news, Houston news does not match what's going on in the local market. So we have to educate from that point. But these are just quick numbers. How quickly did I pull those numbers? Like 2 seconds. I wish I could tell you I've prepared a lot for it, but I look at that and just gives me a quick snapshot every day.
If I can make a comment, Case Schiller, everybody heard of Case Schiller? They're the ones that put out the national news as to what's going on in the real estate market across the nation. Houston is not included in any of those numbers. So Houston as a whole, being the third largest city in the country, their numbers are not included in anything. So when people tell you, yes, I hear this, well, get very specific. It's what he's talking about.
Yep. Be hyper focused, hyper local on your areas of choice. Okay. Yes. Norman, you're pointing at something?
I'm talking to them.
Okay, great. Next slide. Here we go. Or get me on the slide.
All right, hang on for a second.
We haven't skipped over anything yet. Okay. Chris is coming up. All right. Speaking of great things going on, we got a new face.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll come in. So
Some of y'all might have seen Cynthia already. Yeah, welcome. We're so excited to have her. So Cynthia has a background. She worked with Fort Bend Music Center. So she was working their front desk and they had hundreds and hundreds of clients. So she's very well prepared for the hundreds and hundreds of transactions that we have coming across the desk and people. And she has some retail experience. And so we're just super excited to have her. And please, if you haven't said hello to her, say hello, introduce your name to her. She is working on getting everybody's faces matched with their names. And we're just so excited to have her.
you got everybody's name down? That was your one job. Just leave everybody's name.
Not yet. Not yet.
Just working on it.
Good. Welcome to KW.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You bet. Excited to have her in the seat as well. Okay, a couple of big things that are going on that I want to update. All right, this month, here's what big things that we're focused on. We want to give you real good clarity on it. Shredding hunger, right? Let me tell you, we just don't do this in the office for the staff or something to do. This is an agent platform for you to go out there and lead generate around events. So if you're not taking advantage of this event, probably need to go talk to somebody why that's important. Because you can easily have a 3 to 4 touch program with inside of the event. Could you do a shredding a hunger event by yourself? Probably not, but it costs you some money and a chunk of change and a lot. This one, we come together, you act like it's your own, but we're all partnering together. You'll have everyone out there volunteering, your people come in and out, right? So the Shredding Hunger is partnered with East Fort Bend Human Needs. So we're going to be gathering food. We're going to have a shredding truck. So different things. We've taught some classes on it. We've gotten flyers out to you. Still not too late to brand this and jump into it. Barbara?
We're already getting calls from the community asking about the event, so you guys are doing a good job, because we probably had 4 calls yesterday, and already today we've had at least 5 calls asking about what they need to do to bring, or what they need to bring, individual items to bring in. So good job, keep it up.
And even if it's just you need to shred something and you need to bring in some non-perishable items to donate, it's easy to do at the same time. But I would blast this out to my dad and brand it as your own. Okay. So that's one event that's coming up. We also have Trunk or Treat. Another idea, Trunk or Treat is on, was it the 23rd? Yeah, the 23rd on a Saturday. We're going to decorate the back of our cars, right? We're looking for how many cars? 30 to 40 cars, right? Everybody, you decorate the back of it, you hand out some candy, you might have a little bit of game, you invite all your clients, they walk through, we'll do it right here in the parking lot. We'll have food, we'll have live music. It's an easy event for people to drop and run through, right? And it's a way for you to brand yourself. So another event, you can really hit your database hard with these events and ways that we're giving back in the community. Any questions about Shredding Hunger or the Trunk or Treat? If you're going, I don't want to do car by myself, then partner up with somebody else. There could be 3 of you, but use this flyer that I tell you to brand it as your own, right? And have people come. So great tool for you to take advantage of.
I have one question.
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. It's
Hello, we
Katie.
can hear you.
For the Shredding Hunger,
Shredding Hunger, yes.
yes, I've actually been marketing it, but how do I, and I may have missed it, but how do I come to volunteer?
Great question, Barbara. Do we need more volunteers?
We can always use volunteers just to like get people settled in. So of course, just contact me. Just come to the
Send
event,
Barbara an
let
email.
me
You can call
know.
the front desk,
Mhm.
but it'll be from 10 o'clock if you get there a little bit early, right? And you just jump in and we bring people, grab food, throw things away. We have a system down. It's pretty easy
Got it.
for us to follow at this point.
I'll
One
be
year
there.
we brought so much Shredding Hunger that the truck was kind of bulging. That was a good day.
That's
But we
great.
want to fill up both trucks, the shredding, which is great because we paid for that, And then 2 is fill up for East Fort Bend human needs. It's a good way to get back.
Everybody should
Yes, it
participate in At
is.
least dropping off items for.
Yeah,
these
even if
folks.
it's just you participating, we'd love to have that, but I would use that as your clients. So there's different ways. You could go out and just do a food drive on your street and drop off a brown bag at their desk and say, I'll be back Saturday morning to pick it up. Or you can say, remember, if you want to shred something, we don't take their shredding items, right? They have to come here. We don't want any of that liability. And if they want to drop off, they can just come here. It takes them 2 seconds to swing through the parking lot and drop it off. But if you want to volunteer, send Barbara, and the latest is just show up Saturday morning.
I'll be there.
Great question. Okay, anybody else? All right, let's roll. We're jumping through all that. We don't even want to talk to the rest of these people. Nimesh already talked. Okay, we're going to start off with first, we're breaking this down into it. So come on, Nikki. This is going to be Nikki's show. All right, Nikki. All right, start out. Give us a little bit on, you came to me and go, hey, I have a great interview, and it'll set this up. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so I went to Chad like a couple of weeks ago and I told him, I know we have an agent in our PC group that deserves to tell the story to everybody because it's an inspiration and it's really relatable. And I think it would inspire a lot of the new agents to kind of put in the work and get things done. And everybody will see how possible it is if you want it enough and if you show up. Just like Chad says all the time, you show up here like you show everywhere. And it's with a huge amount of pride and honor that I'm interviewing Reno Dominguez today, because he was one of those that sat in front of me over a year ago in not the mindset and the physical look that he is right now. Something switched in him, and I want him to share his story. Of course, I'm not going to tell his story for him, but I see it in a lot of the new agents. And I want him to share with everybody what switched for him and what made him the person and the agent that he is now, that also catalyzed and includes all the new agents to follow him and helps. So here he is.
All right, come on up. You get to stand in the middle.
I got to start off by saying, Nikki, I couldn't be here without you and without your guidance, and I really appreciate that. And it's crazy. I remember being here a year ago and many of the positions that you guys are right now, not knowing where to start, what I was doing, or who to ask questions to, you know. And it got to the point where I had to sit down with Nikki and say, hey, I got to get a part-time job. I got to pay the bills. I got to figure it out, you know. And yeah, so I went and got a part-time job, and about the same time, she paired me up with Abish Sidwani. And that man is my mentor, and he has taught me everything he knows. And what made me realize is, Chad, you set up a team here. You know, every single one of these people right here have an individual strength and an individual talent. And whenever they come together, they make magic happen. And that's one thing that I realized. And I was actually talking with Nimesh yesterday. I think one of the main reasons why I chose this brokerage right here is because you guys focus on business and family. And it's more so education as well, because everything you just said about the market values it's true. And that's what I'm realizing. And that's what I think we're all here for, is to educate. So any new agents out there, please don't hesitate to come and ask questions.
That's just not new, right? If you're not where you want to be, right, and you're on a journey, partner with other people along the way and have some accountability and awareness. So that's awesome. All right, so tell us, let's go back a little bit. Tell us who you are before real estate. Tell us, give us a little background.
Yes, sir. So I actually went to Stephen F. Austin University to be a coach and a teacher. Halfway through it, I realized, you know, I don't want to be a teacher anymore.
I mean, my kids. Yeah.
No, so much just the hours and the devotion that coaches put into their work. It doesn't reflect, they don't get paid enough for that, you know, and I really enjoy the education aspect of it. So I think that's why I chose real estate, because there's a lot of ways you can educate the consumer, because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. So I see the value in it.
All right, so we're talking about a transformation. So,
yes, we are. So just like Reno said, it was a year ago, and he sat in front of me, and he is in a mindset that's not where he wanted to be, right? So my question to you is, what made you overcome it? What switched besides Abish? When he mentions Abish, I'd like to expand a little bit on that. We are resources. You are resources for the top producing agents, and we're here to help you. If you need, we have top producer looking for hosts for open houses, show an assistant. You just need to raise your hand and say, hey, Nikki, Iverna, Nimesh, Chad, Barbara, whoever, I'm available to help other agents when they need, so that I can learn more and I can, you know, of course, make some money on the side. We are all here to help you with that. So Reno sat with me, he said he was having issues, and I knew that he was always in the classes, putting in the effort, and Abish called me and said, I need to show an assistant in that area. And I thought, okay, not a problem. Reno is showing up, he's doing what he's supposed to do. I'll help it.
And the best part about this was I remember Abish calling me while I was working my part-time job at Golf Galaxy, and I had to run back to the stock room, make that call real quick and figure out what I had to do after I got off, you know, and that's what I realized. I realized that you do have those individuals in this office who are willing to take the time to actually show you the proper way to do things and explain it to you instead of tell you.
So when you were about to give up,
Oh, yeah.
right? What made you push through and what changed?
Honestly, I never really thought I was going to give up because I knew that my hardest days were behind me and I was only going to go up from that point. It was just more so the consistency of sticking with it and not being afraid to be told no, and more so just the persistence of making something happen, because we all know what we're worth and what our potential is. It's all about surrounding yourself with the people who can help you get there.
So you relied, what I'm hearing is the consistency, the accountability that he created for himself with Abish, with the PC program, other agents around him, and not giving up on his big why. We all push on that because that's what motivates you, right?
Right.
So, and he's a living proof that works. If you put in the work, it gives you results.
So what's consistency mean on a daily basis? What's that look like for you?
It means getting here in the morning, every morning, or at least during lead gen, and making sure that every single person that we're lead genning with is on the same page, you know, and if anyone has any questions, answering. Yeah, and it's just all about sticking to your routine, sticking what's on your schedule.
Okay, so we use the term lead generation. It's so general and specific. So what does lead generating look like for you specifically?
So, for me specifically, well, honestly, backtracking, I think one of the reasons why I'm in this position right here is because it goes back to Abish. He took the time to send me leads and coach me through it from getting from point A to point B. And I came back kind of learn how to, I guess, master my craft. And then it ended up being something completely different. What it ended up being was realizing that someone gave me leads and an opportunity. And I wish that someone would have done that in the very beginning before I would have gone to the part-time job, before I had to quit doing real estate full time. And I noticed that I had that opportunity. And that's honestly what I decided to do is every single person that's coming up and lead genning in the morning and who's sitting here putting in the work, going through the scripts, trying to get better, I'll sit there and I'll give them a lead and try to coach them through it, because at the end of the day, I think they earn that. And I think every single person deserves that one opportunity to make something happen.
So where are you getting your leads?
Ooh, see, that's a topic of discussion. Yeah. Okay, actually, to be honest with you, I'm getting my leads through a Facebook marketing service.
Okay.
Right. And I mean, you said at the last meeting, I think it was, that Zillow is one of our biggest competitions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you look at it this way, if people are seeing your Facebook ad all the time and they're clicking on your ad and you're going to be in contact with them, that's your chance to actually serve somebody instead of, you know, Zillow, instead of Open Door, instead of those companies. That's your chance to be the fiduciary and make a difference with that client.
So what I'm hearing is the key is in the follow-up.
Yes, ma'am.
Something new.
Yeah.
So what's that look like? Follow-up.
So follow-up, it's honestly, we have a class on Friday where Nikki's going to teach me how to perfect it. But as of right now, it means just keeping everybody on that email list and just making sure that you're top of mind. But hopefully after Friday, I'll learn a better way to do it.
Did you struggle a little bit, or do you still struggle with it? You're bugging them and it's too much?
No, sir, because at the end of the day, I know what my value is. And as long as I present that to them, you know, they don't want to go down that route, and that's on them. I know what I'm worth and I know what I can provide them.
I know that you also use your database as a lead generation
Yes,
part.
ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
he does social media and database.
So let me put it this way too. I got a really big break whenever my best friend's father-in-law purchased a $1.1 million property in Montgomery through me. And the beauty of it is he taught me the entire contract, line by line, went through it. And it's people like that who are willing to go out of their way to help whenever they don't have to, that really make a difference.
So database, so
Yeah, sorry,
everybody,
yeah.
please type in your database. That's why we have the events. That's why Reno's participating always at all the events we have. And he's consistent. He's the first one that shows up here. We have a very good group of people that Meredith leads. I always want to.
I don't know, I'll
Give
shout out
her-
Travis. I think Travis might be the first person to show up every day. He's on it. But yeah, the database is important because that's where your follow-up is, you know, and if you come up with a smart plan, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to follow up with somebody every day. Or not every day, but whenever you need to.
Yeah, so he used the word luck, right? And it's interesting, luck shows up to people that show up every day. It just doesn't find us. When you put in the right activities and time, something out of left field will just find you. You can be a spiritual universe, whatever you believe in. All we know is that just shows up in your world when you put in the work and commitment.
Absolutely. I think Nikki said it best. Luck is where opportunity meets preparation. And I 100% believe in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, when you showed a 3-pointer, tell you're lucky? No.
Yes. Could be, but most of the time not. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. Awesome.
But-
So what's next for you?
What's next for me is, you know what, finish out this year and try to, honestly, I want to get 2 closings in October, 4 in November and 8 in December. So that's my goal right now. And then I'll worry about the rest after that.
Okay, okay.
Well, we worry about that in November with the GPS for the next year.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
See?
Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm looking forward to this weekend. And the biggest thing is too, for all the newer agents who aren't, this is your full-time thing, come up, ask questions. Don't be afraid to work together because at the end of the day, 2 agents are better than 1.
Absolutely. Well, we can do more. No one succeeds alone is what we studied that as well. Okay.
Okay.
So absolutely. So it is doable. He's, by the way, if you have any questions for him, he's always really available here in the office. We are all available, but he's probably more relatable at times as he's a new agent that made his way and changed around his career. If you have any questions, I know he's always available, always in the lead gen room. And
Yeah.
Sure, Carl.
Can you share some criteria for your Facebook ads that you did?
Sorry. So right now
Here for Facebook ads.
I run a new construction ad. So I target first-time home buyers. And one of the things that I really focus on is just education on the loan process. Because if they're a first-time home buyer, typically they don't know that there's down payment assistance. Typically, they don't know that they qualify for specific type of loans. And that's what I like to educate them on, just to let them know that there are options.
So education and value first, transaction last, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Transaction will
Well,
come.
well, even before that, target audience first. Who are you talking? Then bring the value and the content to that specific target
Yes, sir.
audience.
Mhm.
And then when you come from contribution, things will happen.
Absolutely.
And you guys show up every day with that too?
I just show up every day, man.
Consistency,
Just show
yeah,
up every day.
consistency. Well, what I want you to hear in that was when we lean into the consistency, is it easy getting here every day?
No, sir.
No, it's not,
No.
right? But when we show up every day and we lean into consistency, is it sometimes a little boring? Yeah, there's a little
Yeah.
boredom that comes with it as well. Anything else is, right? But when you lean into that, great things, well, we're excited to see some great things to happen.
I'm
Just
excited.
touching the iceberg as well.
Yes,
I
sir.
trust that you're signed up for Bold.
Oh, you already know it.
Okay, great. Why Bold then?
Why bold? Honest, to be completely honest with you, Chad, every single thing that I see on the wall over there is just something that I already believe in. But the fact that you guys say that bold is worth it, I trust you guys. So I'll give it a shot.
Okay, well, not just trust me, we got top people that really engage with it over time as well. Okay, one final question for Reno. Anybody have a question you want to ask? Going once, going twice. All right, Reno, we're excited. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
being
sir.
here. Congratulations. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Okay, let's pivot a little bit and go to the next one. Akil and Safana, come on up. All right. Couple of AOC members, a little bit further down the journey. And if you hear the theme that we're doing here is we're just connecting along the journey, right? Success leaves clues. I love anyone that's on the journey. I can learn, Reno, excitement and things that he's embracing. you can be educated along the way. So we got Safana. Everybody went to a class with Safana? Is it any good? You can tell they're saying yes. And Akil, he's the silent one. Safana, he loves to get up here and talk, don't you? Not really. Okay. All right. So give everybody that having a chance to hear you, Akil. Give us a little bit of a background. Tell us your story.
So my name is Akil. I got my license in April 2019, and I actually moved to United States from Pakistan in February 2019.
We can't hear him.
It took me like 2 months, and then I joined Keller Williams Southwest. That is my first brokerage and the last, hopefully. So, I did last year my GCI was 172, and this year my goal is 336, and I am almost there. That's all I have to say.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, you came in. So I take it you didn't have a database, right? In the sphere, you don't know a lot of people when you move right here.
I didn't know anyone. When I landed on Bush Airport, I took Uber from there and went to a hotel. So I started from zero.
Awesome.
So anyone who thinks that, they don't have database or they don't know any people or they are moving from any other state or any other city, I am here in front of you. I started from there. You can also do it.
That's awesome. All right, Safana, tell us a little bit about you.
I'm a mom of 3 kids. I graduated at age 20 with 3 degrees. I went on to become a public accountant for about 15 years in my life. In the last 15, 16 years, I've been a wedding planner. And then, I don't know, one day I decided, I'm gonna try real estate. It's like a goal that I've been thinking about. And I didn't know if I could do it at this age, but I took it on and I came to KW, met Chad and signed up here. And my journey has taken me.
It wasn't that easy, by the way, signing her up. Let's just put it that way.
It was easy. What are you talking about? It was easy. And so this is my actually, October 1st will be my 3rd year anniversary. I'll start capping again. The first year I kind of did what most people are doing, like go to all the classes, talk to people like Justin and, just get motivated. And the second year I got on the ALC, and then Chad has you make these goals, right? And I put a high goal just because everybody else was putting a high goal of $200,000. And that was last year. And the first 5 months, I still was trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And I had taken bold, but I still was kind of not really 100% in. And
you were still figuring out COVID too.
No, that was 2019.
Oh, okay, yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
So, and I set my goal of 200 and I got pretty much going like April, May, and I hit my goal last year, barely. Okay. And then this year I set a goal of 300,000, which was a big leap, I think. And this year I have not stopped. Like I have worked almost every day, stayed on task, and I'm surpassed my goal this year.
So you're on track to do how much in gross commission income?
Something.
She says it so softly. That's
Five
over
something.
500,000 in gross commission income. But you have buyers agents with you. You got to share that commission with? No. And you have admin support?
No.
Okay. Wow. So imagine that, right? Her cost of sale and her expenses are extremely low. So that's highly profitable at the same time. Now I want to go back because you skipped over it. In 2020, you put out a great number as well. But when the pandemic hit, you kind of didn't know what to navigate, and you kind of held low for a little bit.
Yeah, because when the pandemic hit, everybody was supposed to stay inside.
Yeah.
So I was just starting to catch up on my movies, and then Chad called, and Chad calls, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm just relaxing." I was actually having fun. Everybody was at home. My college kids were at home, but he had me sign up for Bold, and he goes, "Well, you need to get going. There's a lot going on." And Nimesh, I had lunch with Nimesh during the pandemic, and he also said, "Oh, I've got a lot going on." And I was kind of sleeping for a few months thinking nothing's happening. No one's going outside. And that's where it began. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Success strategies. What's been your keys? You come here from another country and you just hit the ground running. What have been the keys for your success or strategies that you've really embraced?
So it's like, as I said earlier, this is my first brokerage, and probably going to be the last, because the systems here, I just followed the system. I joined the office, and whatever I was told during Ignite, I started doing that. Like strategies, I didn't have any friends and family, so that was out like circle prospecting. The second thing was the cold calling. I tried cold calling, but I was not successful in that. Then I tried door knocking. I wasn't successful in that. I tried open houses. I did around 60 or 70 open houses in my first year, but I didn't close a single transaction out of that. And what worked for me was the networking. So I started going to different networks and started building relations with people. And from there, I got my first deal, and then I keep doing that. So I tried all the strategies, and what strategy worked for me, that was networking, and that is what I am doing right now. I go to networking events as much as I can. And then again, as Reno said and Nikki said, follow up is the key. And there is nothing hard. You just have to check back with them, like you check back with your friend and family, what's going on, where you are with if they have already told you that they are in the process of buying or selling maybe in 6 months or a year. So you just have to follow back with them. So the strategy which worked for me was networking, and then I coupled it with the social media. So whenever I go to any networking event, I would post it on the social media. So the people would, who has already met me in that event, so they will see me on social media, and then I will follow up with them. And that's how I, build a relation with them. And down the road, like maybe in 6 months or a year, they would, call me that they need so-and-so help with the real estate. The Chad mentioned the pandemic. So actually, all my clients who I met in 2019, they became my clients in 2020, because so it's like it's not going to happen right away. It will take time. So you have to be consistent and you have to be patient. So patience is the key.
Well, what I want you to hear that. Did you say he said I tried open houses? What was try? 60, right? That's embracing it and seeing if it's going to work, right? The same with circle prospecting, but he uses the word try. There is no try. He embraced it. He went after it. And then after 60, he went, maybe Nikki told him going, Akil, that's probably not the best use of your time. Let's go focus on another area. But you look at him and you go, oh, he was an overnight success. We don't know how much time and effort it put into. People never know how much time it took to be an overnight success. Do you hear that? There's no such thing as an overnight success, because you're building it and doing the things. And the thing I'll tell you about Akil is, how many business planning clinics have you heard Andy talk? He would show up to every business planning clinic in the same year. And then when it came to math, what did Andy do? She just pointed at Akil because he already had the number, right? So studying proven models and systems, that is a proven model and system. Okay, let's go to you, Safana.
What was the question?
Oh, I sent it to you. You asked for him behind, and we just making sure they can hear you. Akil, soft spoken. What have been your strategies? What's been your keys to success?
My strategies are, so I also don't like making phone calls, like cold calling. It drives me nuts. I'm like, I start looking at the list and I end up not doing it. I didn't do it 70 times. I probably haven't done it at all. What I tried to door knocking when we had that event, the Halloween trunk or treat.
Yep.
I did flyers, like 100 flyers, and passed them out. But after the first 3 houses I knocked on, I just left the flyer. So I realized I'm not good at that. And I don't want to knock on people's doors because I don't like people knocking on my door. And then, so then I realized I need to go back to what's worked for me in the past as just a human being, like with my kids. And so I started just being present. I like to go to everything. Pretty much if someone asked me, like this morning, someone asked me if I wanted to volunteer for the Fort Bend ISD sugar sing thing. I'm like, yeah, sure. I didn't even look at the date. I said, sure, I'll make it happen. Tomorrow, I'm supposed to make 100 samosa for the teachers at Clements. I'm gonna do it. I don't know if I'll get to 100, maybe 50. But I always say yes to everything and try to show up wherever I'm asked. And as you go to more and more events, you meet people. And sometimes you don't meet people, you're just dropping something off, but you're present everywhere. And as you're talking to people, they see you're active and they'll ask you questions like, hey, what is the school zone to? Or what is happening with that empty land? And then over time, that you just start becoming the expert on what's going on in the community. I'm hyper local. Like if someone calls me out of the 77479 zip code, I'm like, yeah, like that's too far, you know? And the thing is, that's actually worked for me because now if my sign shows up somewhere, people think my sign is everywhere and it's really not that many places. It's only a few places. It's because I'm concentrated on a few areas. So that's really worked for me. The networking is high. But if someone does say something, and actually a lot of my business is coming from me just being out there, like I'll be out in the neighborhood doing something like putting up my sign and somebody will see me and say, what's going on? Oh, I might sell. And I'll go ahead and put their name in my phone book and I'll put the street name. So I remember when they call me back who that person is. And then I follow up with them every time they call. And eventually they end up becoming a customer because it doesn't happen overnight. They start thinking I want a pool. Then the kids tell them, oh, no, I don't think we should move. We love this house. And then little by little, they end up moving anyway. So like, you have to keep in touch with those people. If you don't want to make cold calls, you keep in touch with the people who you meet. Okay. So I think that has been really successful for me. And I think the number one reason, I hate to admit it, is just getting up every day and doing something with real estate. Because for a while there, when my child went to college, I really missed him. And I made all these surprise trips. We're really not working with him. And then I started thinking, I need to like start thinking about like, you know, other things to do. So every day I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend an hour doing this. Every day I'm going to get up a little bit earlier, you know, and that has worked for me instead of saying, okay, I'm going to work 6 months. I was always on a quarter system when I was in college. That's why I was able to get 3 degrees. And so then I started doing real estate in that same aspect. Okay, this quarter, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? And I have a goal and I split it up, my $300,000 goal. How am I going to get to 300,000? Okay, this is how many buyers I'll need. This is how many listings I need. Okay, how am I going to get these? Okay, then I start going back to my phone of all the people I talk to. Okay, let me start touching base with them. What are they doing? And then one by one, like I start scratching it off and I have a list. It really motivates me. I have an ongoing list that says buyers, sellers, people in progress, people who called me. And then I just concentrate on that list. I don't really need to leave that list. As long as I'm following up with the people, I don't really need to go get a new person. Just follow up with what you have and you will get that over time. You won't get it the first year because some people don't even know your real estate. So you have to start telling people, I'm a real estate agent. You know, it's not a bad word. I'm a real estate agent. And you have to start telling people. So once they know you're a real estate agent, they'll ask you questions. Hey, what happened to that house? Why was it on the market? So they start asking just random questions. And being hyper local, you want to know about every listing that's there, every buyer, even if it's not your listing, you know, you want to know all the people who would come into the community. You want to keep an eye on that. So then you know why this house was listed lower, why this house sold higher. If you know all this information, then you can share it when somebody asks you a question.
Okay. All right, let's switch gears. Why bold?
So I think bold is like a steroid to your business. It's a program to put you in a right mindset. I took my first bold in the first month I got my license. So the board only did not teach me about real estate, but it also teach me how to improve in other aspects of my life. And it really helped me. So I think bold, you know, wherever you are in your business, you know, you are learning something. Otherwise in life, you are learning always. So if you think that you have learned enough, so there you stop progressing. So I am taking bold. This is 4th time I took, as I said, that I took it first month. At that point, I thought that maybe it's too early for me, but now I think that is a bold which really helped me, you know, to change my mindset. So I think bold is a really good program to put you back in the right mindset, or if you are not in a right mindset, or you are a new agent, so bold is going to really help you.
Okay, great. Your turn.
This is my 5th bold. I also took it as soon as I started. At that time, I didn't even know what it was, to be honest with you, but I took it. Every single bold, and I'm taking it this time. I thought about maybe giving
Taking
it
a
a
break.
taking a break because it's the holidays, right? But then I realized if I take a break now, my January is going to be horrible, right? So if you don't do anything the last 3 months of the year, it is the results of your January. So that's why I'm going to take bold, and bold is great because it will teach you scripts. It will teach you how to be on task. Like they will make you make those calls. Okay. They will tell you 100 calls a week, 20 calls a day. I will make them because it's my homework. You know, I will do it, even though I don't like to do it. I will do it because that is one way to get to talking to people. You know, even if you know them or you don't know them, you start talking to people. It'll tell you how to do time management. It'll teach you how to do time management. Actually, will have you do all the activities you need to do to be successful. And if it is like, if you're a new agent, you're going to be able to figure out what you don't like and what you like. And then whatever you like, you continue with that. Okay. Bold, you also get to meet people within the office because you're at the same table every week. And my first bowl, I had Kamal and Liz, and I had a lot of great people on my table. So you get to meet them, which you normally might not meet because you're just passing them in the hallway, or you might see them at a team meeting. You learn from their experiences. So that's also nice about bold. What else? Oh, they make you keep track of everything you do. So like if you have to write it down, you have to report. Now that is a stress day. So like if you have it, so the next week, if you felt stressed, the next week you're going to do the activities because you're like, oh my goodness, they're going to ask me at the end of the week, what did I do? And you have to report it.
What talk to me about, it's one area that I see that people live out of integrity when it comes to self-reporting their numbers. They
Right.
usually just say what they did to make everybody happy.
Yes.
And challenge a little bit on the integrity piece of that.
So you don't want to do that because nobody else on the table cares how many phone calls you made. You have to be accountable. So if you only made 5 phone calls, you need to write that down because it's just going to make you work harder the next week. Okay. Don't get there. Don't be that person. Now, I just told you the story. The first time I took bold, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to make 100 phone calls this week. Well, you don't have to make the 100 phone calls. Go to an event that has 100 people. Make sure that day you talk to 20 people, you know, and you don't, I think one of the other examples somebody did, they go to Starbucks and sit there all day. And you can find 20 people to talk to that have not talked to anybody all day. So like you can figure out other ways if you don't want to make the phone call. You can text now. You can text people. Hey, how are you doing? How is things going during the pandemic? I just thought I'd keep in touch base with you if you need anything. I mean, you don't have to talk about real estate all the time. You just need to talk. So the more you talk to people, someone's going to come back and ask you for help. So that's the whole idea with that. And yeah, be honest with what you need to do because like now that I'm taking bold, I told somebody last week, hey, let's list your house next year. And I just called them last night. I signed up for bold, first call I made. Hey, you know what? I think I've got a little bit of time on my hands. You know, if your house might take a little longer, but let's go to list it. He's like, okay, Safana, come over. 9 o'clock. I went over. I went to the house. So, you know,
Urgency. Okay. What do you want to leave the group with? You guys came up here and shared some great things as well. Leave us with one last thing.
I would say, find your niche. Don't try everything. So what you are good at, only focus on that. That would really help. So instead of doing different things, find your niche and focus on that.
That's good advice. I hope you heard that. It really is. Sounds simple.
agreed. If you like open houses, keep doing them.
Yeah.
And don't skip a weekend. If you can't do 2, do 1. Just keep doing them every single weekend. You're going to get really good at them. You're going to know how to strategize for the open house. And I would tell you, everyone in here should take bold. Okay. It's $799.
Yeah.
It's $800. Each transaction you sign up for, if you get a buyer or you get a listing and it's a signed contract, you get $200 back when that contract closes. So guess what? Put a challenge to yourself. Yeah, I don't have $800, but I'll make sure I work so hard that I get all my money back. Put a challenge to yourself. So, and it's every week on a Thursday from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. And it's about, right? Is that correct? No, the first one is from 9 to 12, first step.
All of them.
And that's free, by the way. The first step, you can go and you can sign up for that. And get what, maybe you want to test it, see what they're going to talk about, and you can go to that for free. And then the next steps, and it ends December 2nd, way before holidays. Okay, so it ends December 2nd. And what is the other thing? You're going to get to meet ALC is almost 100% in. We only have 2 people left to sign up. So you're going to get to meet all the ALC members, and most probably we get spread out around among the
So
room.
it's $7.99. The reimbursement starts, right? The moment you sign up. Thanks to Safana.
I know that she did
Yeah,
that.
yeah, she's always. So the moment you sign up, if you put a buyer under contract or you take a listing, when that closes, whenever that closes, as long as you got it from the start to the end of bold, you're $200 reimbursement. You're like, why don't you just pay for it? Because you won't play the same way, right? The $7.90, you are betting and investing into yourself. And if you do the work and show up, there's nothing in this business will not be fixed by 20 contacts a day. Show up and participate. 20, it's hard to do 20 contacts a day.
It is really hard.
There's no secret to it.
You don't even have time
So
to
is,
take lunch. Like it's really
yeah, you
hard.
got to get after it, but we create creative ways for you to make impact on others.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing that he just said in terms of it starts the day you sign up. So if you sign up right now, you literally have 3 weeks to start getting things under contract so that they can start paying you back.
Oh, I got an offer out and it's going to be accepted. Hurry up and
There you
sign
go.
up. 'Cause
Hurry
that's
up and sign
$200
up.
back
So
to
it
you.
counts.
We understand the game. Now you got to let us know all this and report it.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to get signed up, last week, Michael Flores came in and talked. We had all sorts of commitments, and yet we didn't have a lot of signups, meaning people go raise their hand and you didn't follow through with it. On here, on some of the tables, there's a barcode, right? Scan it. You can sign up right away and put your credit card in. If you're going, hey, I got to figure something out with money, either come see me or Nikki or Verna, Namesh or Krista, and we'll help figure that out. And we'll put you in contact with Mike. Don't let money be a reason why you don't sign up to this. That's something we can figure out. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you for signing up for Bold. Sabina didn't make it that easy, by the way. She sounds like her signing up for Bold. We had to twist her arm a little bit. And the reason why was she's basically took her gold, scratched it out, made another one, scratched it out, and made another one, right? And it took a work. So it's easy to get complacent. And then you go, October 1, guess what year started? 2022, by the way, because this is at least a 90-day business. So what you put in October is going to show up in the first quarter. Okay, great. Business partners, come on up. Celebrity, Reliant, AMCAP. Share
Formerly-
something good with us.
Formerly celebrity.
Celebrity, I forget. Sorry.
Patent title. Does someone else want to go first? I feel like I always
Go
go first.
quick.
Quick?
I already took your time.
Okay, fine. No, quick. So patent title, our sales team has a book club, which I hate because I hate reading books, but I shared one in the lead gen class yesterday that we're reading that I absolutely love, and it's called Objections. So in Objections, in the first chapter, they say, when you fail to ask, you're asking to fail. So if you don't like to read books like me, get it on Audible and it's cheaper. I recommend that book, Objections. It's overcoming any objections you have. So that's number one. Number two, we have 1 week to go for the Battle of Charities. Later today, I will post in the closed group what we still need. Everyone's going to get a t-shirt. We're having a nacho bar and margaritas from Lopez's restaurant at the Galleria. What is it called? Gallery Furniture. We're gonna have fun and entertainment. There's a guitar player. He's gonna sing and there's drinks and we're just gonna have a good time. One more thing, I'm making it quick. This is my real estate fun fact. So it's a little bit longer because I missed last week's, but the Hollywood sign was originally named Hollywood Land. Its purpose was to advertise the name of a new housing development, and it was supposed to only last a year and a half. But after the rise of American cinema in LA, the sign became internationally recognized as a symbol and was left there. That was in 1923. But in 1978, several of the letters were deteriorating and needed a more permanent structure, and they cost $28,000 each. So fun fact, Alice Cooper bought the O.
So he owns the O, it's $28,000, total $250,000. L is Gene Autry, and his birthday is actually today. He's passed away, but his birthday was actually today. Hugh Hefner has the Y, and Warner Brothers has the O.
All right. Julie, go ahead.
Hello. Hello. I have some fact too, but it's not so fun. Okay. So the electricity price lately has been going up because the electricity is made by natural gas, coal, and wind and solar. Okay, because the Biden green energy policy, now the natural gas is in shortage. Okay, like 38% of electricity come from natural gas. Okay, natural gas compared to last year has been double. The coal has been triple. Okay, so like 2 weeks ago in Europe, one day there's no wind, and making the natural gas the price is so sensitive. It jumped up 16%. Okay, so make sure you renew your contract, and then at least when you send a customer to me, I will compare my offer, their offer, and what they currently have. So what's best for them, I will send it. I mean, I will suggest them to go for the best choice. Okay, like Safana send me a customer, the customer price, it was cheaper because they signed up the contract before. So then I just asked him to transfer. Okay, at least I take care of your customer. Watch out your customer benefit first. Okay.
All right.
So
Good stuff. And if you need to get a second opinion on your electricity, do that yourself. You're happy. I have all my houses through Safana. Okay. Yuli.
You got it.
Good
morning, everyone.
I call my kids also. I'm surprised I didn't call Dale one of my kids' names.
Oh, that's
I mean,
okay. I'm used to it.
it's
My
all
grandma
family
used to
when
do
I
that.
say that.
You're getting old.
Yeah.
So real quick, just want to talk about what's going on in the mortgage industry in regards to interest rates. We're starting to see interest rates trickle up. People ask questions, well, what's the reason for that? And so part of the reason is the big keyword in the economy is, anybody? Inflation. Chad reads. So the concerns over inflation mean obviously that prices for the consumer, which are your buyers, my potential borrowers, prices are going up on anything and everything from construction costs to build a house to automobiles. If you've been out looking to buy a vehicle recently, you've seen that you either can't get the car. If you sell them your current used vehicle, they'll sell it out right from under you and never be able to deliver on a car. Everything in the economy right now, as far as food prices and everything, has increased. So inflation is a big key word that most likely is going to indicate that mortgage interest rates go up. Is that good or bad for your clients?
Bad.
That is bad. That means that they have less disposable income to do other things that they'd like to do other than pay for a mortgage. So couple that, interest rates increasing with the cost of homes that we've seen, the buyers now have just lessened their potential buying power. So now is a fantastic time to get buyers into houses if you can find a house. So anybody here interested in saving any money monthly? Okay. So I'm just a real quick, we've got a vendor here today that's provided lunch for us. I've used Emma and Goosehead Mortgage on auto insurance. I have my son who's 21. You can imagine what that bill's like. I've got a daughter that's 24 and I've got myself. And they saved me $200 a month in auto insurance. I'm not saying let's just go auto insurance. They also do homeowners insurance. I saved $600 a year using Goosehead on my insurance policy. She'd love for you to refer clients to her, but she'd also love for you to have a conversation with her in regards to what she could do to help you guys. So you owe it to yourselves, especially in what's going on in the market. If we have less money to spend on other things because we're buying or paying more money for food and other things, it makes sense to save some money. We're here to help. If we can, please contact us. Thank you all.
All right. Come on up. I mean, Dale already spoke for you.
Oh my gosh, what an introduction that was. Thank you, Dale. Exactly what he was saying. I'm just here as another part of y'all's customer service as well. So you know, the whole time you're making sure that your clients are happy, we're here to do the best for them. Why not extend that to insurance as well? And also I'm representing you. So if the client ends up having a really good conversation with me, I'm gonna save them money regardless. It looks good on you as well. So it's a win-win for both of us. And then the second thing is flood is changing. It actually starts changing on October 1st. Last year FEMA did take in 90 billion and they took in 63 billion and paid out 90 billion, and that's a 176% loss ratio. So flood is increasing. There's no more set pricing schedules. So if you tell me, hey, Emma, my client's here in an X flood zone, I can't tell you, hey, that's $572. It could either be 1,500 or it could be 490. We have to quote out each flood policy like we do a home. So that's the biggest thing that's changing this year. And again, the cost to rebuild homes is way more expensive right now. And that's something clients are having a little bit hard time understanding. So if you can like go in and say, hey, right now the cost to rebuild is more expensive than what we thought about in the past, it kind of eases that stress. And they're like, why is it so expensive? So that's just something that's happening as well. And other than that, so this QR code right here is my personal digital agent rater. I highly recommend all of you fill it out. So basically what it does, once you're filling it out, it'll come directly to me in an email and you'll see rates back instantly. So you'll get to see like our multiple carriers and what it's going to look like for you. I do want to say though, the rates are without running a report. So it could go either up or a little bit down, but it gives you a good general idea. So when your clients, you're showing them 3 different homes, they can go in, type in the address of that home, fill out their information and get back some quotes, which is like amazing because depending on where you are, each home is different. Each person's different. The loss on the home, just everything. And this is a perfect way to go ahead and just give them an idea of what they could be paying. Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Good stuff. All right, another resource for you as well to dig that. All right, let's finish up. Anybody have not signed up to Bold, but they're committed today? You're gonna raise your hand. That means I see you, right? I trust you. Bold, let me know how we can get you plugged in. It's a great experience. Go show Safana and Akil how it's done. You're gonna pass them anyway, so already take that as well. Make sure Safana shows up and does her phone calls. But thank you guys so much for being here. Enjoy some lunch and see you next week. Shredding hunger this weekend.